Art of War, Sun Tzu. That's a good book right there. Um, Generational wealth. Everybody wants to know, why black people don't have generational wealth. And my response to that is, you know, it's easy to have generational wealth. Just get a passport booklet and a passport card. Ghana, Tanzania, Ivory Coast, um, Burkina Faso, my country, Haiti, another one of my bloodlines, um, you know, uh, Virgin Islands. When you go to these places like Barbados, South Africa, these countries, they own air, land, and sea. They own their infrastructure. They own their agriculture. They own their manufacturing. They own their import, their export. These countries allow their citizens to own land. And what you notice is that in these countries, the people don't necessarily depend on human services. If a group of people have something and another group doesn't have something, and they live close to one another, what happens is that a bartering system is set up. This person right here helps this person over here. This is how arranged marriages happen. Um, America doesn't have this. What you see in America is that what a person calls their granddaughter or their grandson or their son or their daughter, it may not even be a norm to a person who lives uh, in that particular area or on that particular block. They hear it like they don't even know what it means, right? Black people are not a monolith. This is why there's no generational wealth in America. This is another reason why I got my citizenship in Cameroon, in Burkina Faso. This is why I got my citizenship there, because by abode and also by descent, I was allowed to. Um, the thing that I see with black people also that kind of separate us is that, when other people come into the community, the men are clamoring at, making children with these other people. And when they do, and when the women particularly, because, the women, they dictate everything in a sense, because, there's no man really around. Um, the people start looking differently. The people start to look different than, grandpa and grandma. They look completely different. I know a lot of people, right? It'll be someone like who's my complexion, and they may have a sister or a brother who looks like Jonah Scott, or somebody who looks like Britney Spears. It's that deep, right? Um and the thing that I really think is that, black people been understood that, the idea of black unity in these states, California to Virginia, it would never work. You know what I mean? It would never work. Um, Black people are in a very peculiar position in a sense that, for people who are very dark skinned, they can go ahead and associate with their bloodlines over in places, like Central Africa Republic, Congo. They can associate with those people very easily because the people who are there look like them. For other people, it's kind of difficult, but this is where bloodline curses come in. When you think about reading the Bible, when you have the Ham curse, and him mixing his children apart, him giving a curse to Abraham. It's that whole thing again. So it's like we do have generational wealth, but then again, you have to know who you are. So like, I don't think, the idea of America being separated and broken apart is a bad idea. Like, people have to find their tribes. So, for this topic, I do think black people have generational wealth. So take it as is. A lot of people will disagree. Some people will disagree. So great peace. Yakoki.